Welcome to Have You Read It? The channel where we bring books to life, one summary at a time. Today we are covering Robert Putnam's groundbreaking book, Bowling Alone: The Collapse and Revival of American Community. Published in 2000. Bowling Alone examines the decline in social capital and civic engagement in the United States. Since the mid-20th century, Putnam argues that this decline has serious consequences for American democracy and society. The core theme is the transformation of American society from a community-oriented nation to a more individualistic one. This book is valuable because it provides a comprehensive analysis, filled with data and insights into the changing nature of American society. It encourages readers to reflect on the importance of community and civic engagement in their own lives and the life of the nation. It is unique in its ability to blend sociological research with real-world observations, making it accessible and thought-provoking for a wide audience. Robert Putnam begins by illustrating the fading of community groups across America in the late 20th century, such as the Glen Valley Bridge Club and local chapters of the NAACP, noting that these organizations were no longer revitalized by new members. He contrasts this with the mid-20th century, where community groups thrived, supported by increasing affluence and education. Putnam introduces the concept of social capital, defining it as social networks and the norms of reciprocity and trustworthiness that arise from them. He notes that social capital has both individual and collective aspects, benefiting individuals through connections and the wider community through externalities like reduced crime rates. Social capital involves mutual obligations and responsibilities and is strengthened by norms of reciprocity. However, Putnam cautions that social capital can have negative consequences, such as enabling antisocial purposes like the Oklahoma City bombing. He distinguishes between bonding and bridging social capital, noting that both have different uses and effects. He frames the discussion in the context of a long-standing debate between individualism and community in American culture. While individualistic values are honored, the book emphasizes the importance of collective effort and community engagement. Putnam acknowledges concerns about weakening community bonds, noting that declensionist narratives have a long history in American discourse. He highlights that Americans themselves express concern about declining civic engagement and social values. Putnam explains the challenges of studying social change, drawing an analogy to measuring global warming. He stresses the importance of triangulating diverse sources of evidence to understand the evolving social climate. The book will explore various sectors of American society to identify trends in social capital and civic engagement, including political participation, community institutions, informal social connections, and patterns of trust and altruism. The dominant theme is that a powerful tide bore Americans into deeper community engagement for the first two-thirds of the 20th century. But this tide reversed, leading to a decline in social connectedness. The causes and consequences of this reversal will be explored in the book. The transformation of Americans' involvement with politics and government has been significant. While Americans participate in various political activities, voter turnout has declined by roughly a quarter over the last 36 years, despite relaxed registration requirements. This decline is primarily due to generational replacement, with younger generations being less likely to vote than their predecessors. Political knowledge and interest in public affairs have also decreased, with younger generations showing less curiosity about current events. While political participation through parties remains relatively stable, grassroots involvement in campaigns has declined, indicating a shift toward professionalized and commercialized politics. Americans are also less involved in community affairs, with declines in attending public meetings, serving local organizations, and participating in good government activities. Public expression through petition signing and writing to Congress has also decreased. The decline is most noticeable in organized activities at the community level. Putnam notes that the concept of social capital is new language for an old debate. Americans express concern about weakening community bonds and increased selfishness. There's a palpable sense that something has begun to change. To explore whether these concerns are legitimate, the book is designed to count things, replacing feelings and subjective impressions with empirical measurement. Religious organizations hold a unique importance in American civil society. The book notes that America is one of the most religiously observant countries in the world, and details how churches provide a venue for social activity, civic skill building, and community engagement. However, churches in America face their own public relations challenge in the modern era. While religious belief has remained reasonably stable, participation in religious institutions has experienced marked decline. Americans' involvement in the social life of the church is plummeting. This includes Sunday schools, Bible study groups, and church socials. In previous generations, these offered ways to cultivate social capital in all walks of life. As is the case with political life, these trends seem to stem from generational differences. The book transitions to the world of work, another key area of social life, with a singular focus on unions. Here, the decline is stark and unambiguous. But it's a complicated situation because trends are different across various organizations. At the simplest level, the number of voluntary organizations has exploded in the past half-century, but few have actual members. However, the decline in union membership is clear. The growth in membership in professional organizations does not offset the decline in unions. A significant loss because this form of civic engagement has been replaced by a checkbook form of activism. In some, people feel that their only choice now is to donate, and they do not get the community benefits of grassroots social engagement. The book transitions from institutional forms of social capital to more casual day-to-day engagement. In casual life, trends are broadly negative, and the story of the changing social life involves a steady decline in social time. The author offers the thought-provoking line that not only has life become a series of private choices, but people have also lost the ability to connect with one another because they are simply too busy. Trends suggest that the decline is most pronounced among activities that depend on other people, which shows that as Americans have come to connect less with their community, the impact of their personal life becomes profound. With some sense of trepidation about the challenges of tracing trends across long periods of time, the book transitions from identifying the phenomenon of Americans losing their social capital to analyzing what could have caused it. As a note, the challenge of studying is something like the challenge facing meteorologists studying global warming and the fact of evidence must make up for what evidence we can't find. Like journalists following the two-source rule, the analysis must look to more than one body of independent evidence to confirm claims. The most prominent possible explanations involve time shifting, pressures of work and family, increasing suburbanization, and other factors that can make it more difficult for people to connect. As we enter this portion of the analysis, the book reminds readers of its intention to explore this issue with all the evidence that can be compiled. By counting things, it can be determined whether life and communities have grown distant or not. It is noted that a wide net must be cast in order to collect every part of the truth. With the challenge laid down for both the writer and the readers, the book transitions to its main claim, that the challenge of modern American life has become the need for all Americans to reconnect with one another. Here are the most important lessons from Bowling Alone that should stick with you. Community bonds and civic engagement have real, measurable effects on our lives, affecting our health, wealth, and happiness, according to Putnam. For much of the 20th century, Americans were joining and engaging more in their communities, but this trend reversed in the latter part of the century. Younger generations are generally less engaged in civic life than their parents and grandparents, contributing to the overall decline. While technology offers new ways to connect, it can also lead to social isolation if not used thoughtfully. Strong communities are essential for a healthy democracy and a thriving society. In conclusion, Bowling Alone serves as a compelling analysis of America's social capital decline, highlighting the weakening of community bonds and civic engagement. Putnam's work encourages reflection on the importance of social connections and collective action in fostering a healthy democracy. The book offers a call to action, urging individuals and communities to find new ways to reconnect and rebuild social capital in the 21st century. Thanks for watching. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss our next book dive.